Testing 1 2 1 2 testing. Okay, that's done. And let's jump on out here to the main. All right. That's everything got. All right, so the one stock that I see up right now that is the most obvious stock is OP. OP. It does not have day one catalyst. So kind of glad. I like Monday mornings that start like this because we already have competition on the board. We have something for other stocks to compete with, right? So I kind of like this as a good signaler that there's still heat in the market. And I'm just looking at this as a looking for new competition to come up against this OP. OP is right now at $2.45. Last time it had news was, let's see, it had news on June 2nd, which was like 21 days ago. And it's based out of Athens, Greece. So nothing crazy over there. And it says that it has Q1 earnings unconfirmed for in 14 days from now on July 7th, before market opens. So they got some kind of earnings news coming up before July 7th. So, people are doing things on it early this morning, but I don't know if it's going to be a rocket ship until that July 7th mark and their earnings actually pop out. But yeah, just waiting now. On Friday I traded a couple of stocks that just were not in the competition. I traded a AIFF, and the only reason that I traded it was because I was looking around on the news, and I try not to dig for information. I try to let my scanners work, but I came over here to the news feed. I was looking through, and something told me, I was like, I shouldn't trade this off straight off of news. It needs to meet the scanner criteria. So I saw AIFF over here just moving around and doing its thing. I was like, maybe I can get in on this before it meets the scanners. And I did that, and it did not go according to plan. So let's go over to the journal over here. So I took a trade on AIFF. I risked the $33. I took two trades on AIFF, risked that $33 on both of those and lost. Then I took a trade on Lucy, risked that $33. But I cut this one before because it was Friday and I had really missed the move on Lucy already. And it was the most obvious stock. I just gave it a try and ended up cutting that one. Lost about 9 cents per share on Lucy. Then I lost about 10 cents on each of the losses on AIFL. The only reason they're saying that this was one trade is because I didn't actually sell all the position. I bought into one position, and then I sold all the way down to 20 shares, and then I added back up, and so that's what happened there. But yeah, Friday was one of those days where I should have just been on Lucy the whole time. So this is where we sit on the month, came through the first week, came through the second week, came through the third week, and now we're sitting here on Monday morning on the 23rd. We want to focus on those day one catalysts. Both of these Fridays, same thing. Either it's a 20% struggler that I'm trading, like AIFF, or there's no day one catalyst. And I really just should have focused or just waited on the day one catalyst and for it to meet the criteria that I have on my scanners, and I would have been okay just trading Lucy. But I got in Lucy late, and I already knew it. That's why I was so quick to cut it. I was like, you know what? I'm playing with fire here. I've missed the majority of the move. I'm getting in late, so let me just cut it. cut it because I know that next week is gonna give us the opportunities, give us even more opportunities. So it is what it is. I just walked away with my little tail tucked. But today we're waiting, and definitely not going to be grabbing anything off the news here. I wanted to actually meet the standard criteria for a day trade first. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm sitting on today. Good morning to everyone that's tuning in. Just watching OP fell on down, waiting for the next thing to actually come up with a day one catalyst. Not only come up with a day one catalyst, but it needs to compete with OP's volume. So OP has 9 million shares traded right now. So if a new stock pops up with like a million shares traded, but it has a catalyst, I still don't put it up to the forefront yet because it's got competition here on the board. I want to see that people have completely given up on OP, and then I switch over to that next obvious stock when people stop switching to that TV channel, switching to this OPTV channel. Right now it's at 238, and if it goes under 2, you already know it's going to fall off of the watch, or it's going to fall off the scan. But yeah, it's headed in that direction, only 38 cents away from it. OP only has an ATR of 48 cents. And from the close of Friday, it had a ATR of 37 cents, so a little bit of growth there, but I don't know what it wants to do until it gets to the earnings, and I really am not an earnings trader, so you know, it is what it is. Another reason I'm kind of avoiding this is, let's look at this daily chart on OP. So let me make sure y'all are seeing this. Yeah. Okay. So this is the daily chart on OP, right? Had this gap down, has this level here, gap fill at 218. Below this 218, I'm thinking that is a high amount of weakness into this little gap level, right? So this bottom of this candle, we'll go ahead and mark this one 218. I'm looking for that to be a daily, turn into a daily resistance. Did I spell that right? Resistance. Daily resistance on today, 21st. For re-entry into that gap. Actually, not daily resistance. Let's just name it gap re-entry. Re-entry. Because I'm not sure yet if it's resistance yet. Just put a gap re-entry. All right, so there, gap re-entry. If it enters back in there, it's pretty much on its way down to $2. But yeah, looking around, waiting for something new to pop. Here's that re-entry on the 15-minute. Gap re-entry at 219. It's looking like it's just slowly slinking its way down there. We had a level back here on OP that was marked from the 16th. It came up, popped that level at 332, but just doesn't have the catalyst to keep it up there. Almost going towards 9.5 million traded. Up 60%. Let's jump over here to see what the overall market is doing as well while we're waiting. So the overall market, I kind of figured it was going to do something like this today. So we had the bombing news from U.S. knocking out their nuclear sites, but I didn't think it was going to be so bad it was going to cause the whole market to dump. A couple reasons why: because it was a targeted attack on those nuclear facilities, and it came after a supposed threat from Iran that they were going to do something that the world has never seen before and all of this stuff. So, knocking out those nuclear plants, and I don't know how many fatalities that caused, but I know that they got rid of the nukes, supposedly for a lot of them. And so that was Israel did a strike on one of their facilities. Then there were three more hits from the U.S. So that was four facilities. That's a lot of money to build like a nuclear fission site, a new place where you can break those atoms down. That's a lot of money. So that's a huge setback for anything that Iran had planned, right? So I just I didn't think it was going to be as bad as people thought. So that's the idea that I'm going in with this morning. We don't know what the market's going to actually do when the actual full momentum comes in. It did come down, gap down, but it filled that gap here, and we'll see. It doesn't want to continue to play above 21,700s or whatever. But just kind of looking for a floor to form, and see if it can continue to hold up here during the week. But I don't think it's going to have a huge effect on small caps. It might, depending on what their catalyst, what they're connected to, but we'll see. At this point, it's the beginning of the race, so no reason to run out into the road yet and play Frogger because the cars aren't really moving. Let's look at oil. Oil is it's positive right now. Wait, did I go to the wrong thing? Oil. All right, so was this another? Let's see. So this is a third time it's come up here and tested this 77 and fail. Third time, and we'll see if it can make any moves down here under the 72s, or if it wants to continue to consolidate in and around $75. OP slipping on back to that gap entry at 219, looking for it to just continue to walk on down and something else to come up and take the new position of power. Literally less than 10 cents away from dropping. Almost has 10 million shares on the day. So if something else does pop up, I want it to become true. I want it to fully become competition for OP. SPY. I really don't look at the SPY that much anymore. I just really focus on the NQ, SOXS, SOXL, and oil. Those are the main ones I look at. Like, the SPY is just kind of la la land for me. Good morning, Danielle. Out here being patient, taking our time, waiting for something to pop on the scanner. Um, haven't seen anything yet. Let's see what. Oh, let's go and look at the front page of Yahoo and see what's going on over here. All right, so Trump just made the Fed's rate calls even more complicated. Why? I don't know. All right, why Iran could hold off blocking the Strait of Hormuz? Why they could? Because they just got hit by missiles. Let's see. Europe leads global bond sell-off. Super tankers that U-turned out of Hormuz are now crossing it. Yep, nobody's scared anymore. They're like, oh, Iran ain't blocking nothing. They just got hit. They in repair mode. Northern Trust stock pops. Okay, UAW investment blunder cost the union an estimated 80 million. Amazon's premium beauty push may be a tariff buffer. New Zealand's golden visa scheme lures U.S. investors. Not me. Let's see. Oil keeps calm. Mideast conflict carries on. Um, Financing round, Wall Street futures edge higher as investors await Iran's retaliatory move. I don't think they're gonna have one. Emerging market, Japan approves plan to cut super long bond sales. Snowcap commute raises 23 million for superconducting AI chips. Japan's yen sinks as spike in crude oil overpowers safe haven appeal. Okay. Okay. Go out here to. Do we have any IPOs today? I don't think so. IPOs for the 23rd, none. Jump over here to news feed. Nothing new up there yet. I've been keeping my eye on Energizer. It came under 20 bucks. Oh, Energizer over here. Got splashed down on it, got sued. Let's look at the daily chart on that. So Energizer was up around 40 bucks, tapped 40 a couple of times, started trading in, it says 22. 22 came up, tested the high at 37, tested a little bit above it at 38, got sued by Duracell, dropped all the way down here to 1983. So I want to see what the trading looks like down here under this level of the $24. And I may end up getting a little bit of that, but you know, just keeping it in mind. Oh, Energizer under $20 if you ever use their batteries and are looking for a dividend stock. That's what it is. Old Energizer. OP is almost a 10 million shares traded. They got close to that 219. Waiting for that fall off. So here's my recent list of things that I've been watching as far as dividends go under 20. And I don't know why. Where are my notes? What? Maybe it's on some of the aftermarket. I put notes in here and I definitely had notes on Energizer. Definitely had notes on a couple of these XRX. Interesting. And they're gone. Yep, looks like I'm complaining about that. So I had what was that? Deer sale lawsuit over defamation. Uh, I don't know what happened to my. Oh, there it is. Why did what? Why did it pop up after the fact? Okay, so they are still there. Why am I not seeing that though? Okay. Okay, now it wants to pop up. Why can't I just see my notes then? Let me see notes. Let me just reload. Maybe that's what I need to do. Save and reload. Layouts, update. Update. And then I will reload this. Okay, there they are. Here's okay. I was about to say, why is it okay? So the session, see, that's the only thing I can't wait till they have a desktop version of this because these session pages, it's been open for a while and the session died, so it wasn't able to fully load in the page. Okay, I got some of that. Okay, so I was watching yeah, these ones. All of these are dividend stocks, but some of them, I'm just taking notes on them and I'll add into them in the future to build a thesis as to why I need to be holding them. Why I need to be holding them. But yeah, I can't wait till they get a desktop version of that. All right, back over to OP, not yet giving all the way up. Go look. I want to see a true failure. Let's go to the 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 1 minute. I want to see you go ahead and drop right on through this 225 level here. Go ahead and get down here. Both of these candles in and on 225, low 225, low of 225. So it's a little flat bottom right before this drop. Showing 2 of 1. How are you showing 2 of 1? I only see one thing here. Interesting. So it is almost 6:30. So 30 minutes after the opening trading can happen on TOS, and just not seeing anything on the scans yet. But I'm sure something is bubbling under the surface. But I want to be patient and wait for the actual criteria to be met. OP almost to 10 million shares traded. 100,000 shares to go, and it has the volume has absolutely dried up here. And Q came up and tapped that gap fill level from January 26th. It looks like it just wants to trade in between. So the 8 is still above the ATR from when the session started down here at 21,600, but it's already tapped this top side. So I don't know how many times it's going to tap that top side before it wants to come back down here and test 21,600s. Get on down there. There we go. Go ahead and crash out. 219. Get on under there. It slightly broke that 225. Just wanted to just crash out. ATR high down here at 182s. No day one catalyst, so all the reasons to just continue to go down. To close this 15 minutes. $2,000 shares away from 10 million shares traded. Closing this 15 minutes in less than a minute. I always add this back. I do not want that. I don't want any tickers on the bottom. I don't even understand why I want it to stay as a. That one doesn't have anything. Yeah, so I guess they just turn it off. All right, so let's look at this. Let's see what they're talking about in the Benzinga Lounge here. So this was started on today. Good morning, traders. They're talking about a couple stocks. ACT, I don't know what that is. Circle, EHAI, public offering. It's like they're all in limbo as well. FedEx founder passed. Reddit, talking about Reddit. Let's see, FDS, CISS, the low floater, having some volume pre-market. Not worried about that until it hits a scanner. When did he call it out? He called it out at 511. Still hadn't made it onto the scans, so nah. Let's see. CISS. Did it have news on today or something? Let's look. Nope, no news. Don't know why he called it out. Yep. All right. So that was not the greatest call out there on the small cap. And then we have no IPOs for today. .ai scheduled for 23rd. Don't know what that is. Okay, so to begin trading on a NASDAQ stock, cloud integration, innovative software solutions with access to the public markets. We look forward to executing on our growth plans, delivering on our product launches, including our recently announced zero infrastructure mesh struct and more. Oh, okay. About that one, IT company, but doesn't have anything to do with crypto or anything like that. So I don't know how hot it'll get. I guess we got time to just swing back by the journal. Just get our mind right. Made those mistakes on Friday, you know, trading a 20% struggler, which was AIFF, and completely just, you know, I was out of the mindset by the time Lucy popped up. Should have just waited. Would have been better if I took 3 trades on Lucy than that 1 trade on AIFF, which never even met the scanner criteria. So, you know, it is what it is there. But I think that Fridays could be profitable if I'm more patient. Fridays seem to unfold slowly. And a lot of the news, the catalyst is acted on slowly on Fridays, seems like. So I'll have to see, man. Well, that's just been these last 2 Fridays. Sometimes it starts off ripping. You know, Friday's crazy, but it is what it is. I just got to be a little bit more patient there. So right now I'm getting 3-to-1 winners, so at least 3x my risk, and looking forward to trying to take some profit today after being patient. So this is how the month is looking right now. Trying to keep these losers small, you know, risk at 33 bucks. Sometimes I get slippage. It depends on what kind of stock I'm trading. I'm trading something with a big spread. Sometimes I get a lot of slippage. But, you know, for the most part, trying to keep it down. This one was me holding on pride, saying, oh yeah, that thing will just go up. Didn't have a day one catalyst, you know, trading a stock with too much competition. Or my mistakes on Friday, or on the Friday before last, and then on this Friday it was a 20% struggler, and it never came up on the scan. AIFF. One of the things I do like about this is I can go back to any kind of loser or winner or whatever it is, like Nuke. I traded Nuke for a loss. This was the bigger loss this month. Whoops. Let me do that. I meant to click on the actual panel here. Where is it? Right here. Click on the right thing. Yeah. So like Nuke here, and it'll show you like what happened during the trade. I got stubborn, and of course I'm supposed to be risking that 33 bucks, right? So I should have stopped out, you know, somewhere up in here. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna hold it. and held it. And look where I bought. I bought towards the top here, and I can see that clearly now. Boy, boy, boy. I got shaved, got a nice little buzz cut off of that, and ended up down quite a bit more, and sold right here because I thought it was really going to start going down, which it did on the next. It came up a little bit and then took a big dive down. So definitely not the best look there on that Friday trade, and not really predictable either. Um, so it is what it is. Come back over here, but we're just making our way back over here at OP, waiting for it to for a cataclysm to happen on it. But nobody else in the competition right now. And so if this is the best we got, I'm willing to be patient. Real patient. We'll grab me some water while we're waiting. See what the NQ wants to do. Whoa. All right. Get hydrated. All right, so we have about 20-ish minutes until the top of the hour, 7 o'clock. Just waiting. Hmm. So they end up filling this gap the whole way and headed back towards the start of the breakout of that gap. So the breakout price was right where it's sitting now, coming on back into this level. Point of control right here at 21,633. Wait, point of control right here at 21,749. There you go. Mhm. So now at this point, with OP being this cheap or having this much volume, I'm thinking it's pretty thickly traded coming out of pre-market, so much so that it can't even move right now. It's got so many orders sitting around it, you know. And with no catalyst or anything, I'm thinking that shorts are looking to try to control it. Mhm. 10 minutes left to the top of the hour. Right. So OP 15 minutes. It's looking like it wants to walk down through this 219 level. Only a couple cents away. About to be the top of the hour in less than 5 minutes. Back to that 225. Thickly traded. Very little momentum. Looking for this thing to drop through the ice. Good morning. Good morning. Sitting here watching one of the slowest moving stocks that we've seen in a while, but I'm glad I'm watching it because it's keeping me off of anything or digging for any information. If this is the only thing that's met the criteria, I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. We got a whole day, and we're about to get the top of the hour in less than a minute. So, want to see what this top of the hour is going to bring to us. If anything new pops through, just waiting for it to hit the scans. Sitting on ready mode. Looking for a day one catalyst. Um, Preferably not Israeli stock and preferably not a Chinese stock. To be pushing up. All right, top of the hour is about to hit. Let's see what we see. Can this thing get on under $2? This on the daily chart, this is a gap re-entry that we spotted. Since we haven't looked at that in a while, let's go back over here and look at why I'm thinking this thing is going to be bearish, nice and bearish. Let's go to the right. So this is the level that we were looking at on the daily chart. Had a big gap, filled this gap. It went all the way up to 330s up here somewhere, and then came all the way back down to this gap here. And I'm thinking below this 219 is going to be falling back kind of hard towards the 170s. Good morning, Drifter. We're trying to see 226. This thing is so thickly traded, it won't even move. Thickly traded on low volume is never good because all it takes is one explosion to the direction that you're not expecting, and bam, you're down quite a bit. Almost 12 million shares traded on it. No competition on the day. So what do you do when the most obvious stock is looking like trash? What do you do when it doesn't have any catalyst or any reasoning to go up? And the only real news that it has is that it may or may not have earnings coming up on July 7th, which is in how many days away is July 7th? It is the week after next. Week after next. The earnings are supposed to come out on OP. Jump back over to see what the market is in. Ended up doing it. It ended up pulling back up. Yeah, pulled back up quite a bit. Came down to this where it previously broke out or broke back into this gap down. Over the weekend, we got the missile strike news. Gap down, moved up, filled this gap, and now is trying to decide whether it wants to stay above 21,700s or go back up here and test. Wait, I said whether it wants to go below 21,700s or it wants to go back up here and test this 21,800. So about $100 in here that is kind of consolidating around. Oil and energy also did a test up to the top again. So we look back a little bit. We see that it previously tested this 77, came back up there, tested again, took a nice little drop back down into this consolidation. It's got a trend up, but it keeps hitting its head up here around 77s. Wow. Guess that 7 o'clock top of the hour didn't really do much unless something is moving right now that we just haven't seen yet. We're looking for price over $2. Looking for a low float that is at least has 1 million shares traded, preferably above 20% with an R-vol of five to ten times its 5 to 10 times its regular deviation, standard deviation. So if it normally trades 1 million shares and it's up, to 10 million shares, then we know something is going on, right? Even if it's up to 5 million shares, if it's normally trading at 1 million, look for 5 times. So I guess that'll have to be 6 million to be sure. Then for my any larger floats, not seeing anything on that scanner yet. Mid caps, large caps, nothing. Been turned around a bit. NQ. Come on, baby. I wish OP would just dive, man. It hadn't even moved from this 225 that it's trading on. Just sitting there. All we need is a dive. Do this 219, something else to take over. But sometimes they make you wait on it. I'm thinking it definitely has room down here to the ATR high 180s. Original where it started this explosion was from 172, but this is a 15-minute chart. If we go down a little bit, let's see. Still about the same, yeah. And looking like it's finally ready to crack down that 220. Finally. Go ahead and get that explosion through 219 back into that gap. Super thickly traded in here. What is this? Oh, that's no news. Look at the 15 minutes. So that don't look like it want to just dive. Just dive. Almost 12 million shares and it's moved like 4 cents. Just close up the 5 minute. Come on, big boy. Give the torch off to somebody else that can actually run with it. But hopefully you guys have had a good weekend. You know, had some time to think and reflect and all of that good stuff. Um, you know, my weekend I just kind of looked over a few tickers, dividends, and things like that, but didn't really have super high expectations for the day because every time I come in with high expectations, I end up either you know, reaching for something that isn't there, and I want to be able to first sell myself out of bad positions, and then if something good pops up, let it sell itself to me. Like, hey, there's a catalyst here. Hey, there's a pattern here. Hey, there's this here, that here, and whatever else, and then react based on it selling itself to me. Just slowly meeting those criteria. All right, so we are sitting on the 220s. It literally has nowhere to go but down on OP. You're hugging that 219. Just get that splash down. Absolutely hugging it. $200,000 shares and it'll be to 12 million. And it pops back up because everybody's like, oh, well, this is the gap fill level. It's holding a little bit. No, I wouldn't say this is holding because there's not a lot of volume down here or not a lot of momentum down here. Most of the trend has been downward. So, you know, I'm thinking it's just going to end up breaking this down even heavier through this 220. 220, 227. If it does start uptrending, I'm gonna put an uptrend in, looking for it to fail. Looking for a huge fall back down to this 219 level. Not planning on trading OP. Looking for one with the day one catalyst that is competition, at least competition for OP. Because at this point, if it makes it on the scanner, it may be over 1 million shares traded, but may not be. I mean, it'll definitely be over 1 million shares traded, but may not be, you know, however much this has, 12 million shares. Look how dead this is, man. Back off and just zoom back. You can see it just like death, just a slow walk down. But it is the most obvious, so I'm guessing if people are itching to trade, this will be the one that they'll be playing with their soul with. So, but I'm okay. I'll let them do their thing. Look for something a little bit better. Point of control on the 1 minute is up here at 262. Whole bunch of stuff happened up there. And now, you know, more and more volume is coming around this 219 level. Jump back over to the NQ. Looks like the NQ wants to come green a little bit. You know, coming back green. So held up a little bit. Is it going to go back up here and test this gap again? Only 50 bucks away from this gap, or this level up here that's already previously tested. Let me buzz back over to Yahoo Finance and see what's still here. Has it refreshed the page? Has it changed? All right, U.S. stock futures waiver as markets play Iran waiting game. So everybody's in a waiting game now, huh? Okay, that works. Let's see. So Hims and Hers plunges is Novo ends collaboration. Super tankers that you turned out of. Okay, we saw that earlier, hour ago. Any more recent things going on here? Latest. And also, let me go and check Nzinga's news feed. Okay, so we got Amazon, FedEx. I think FedEx is they said their CEO or somebody passed away. ARM, Amazon ARM. Oh, that was Sunday. Never mind. This is today. So we got Disney, Tesla upgrades this AI play on AMD. SQNS receives a notice of non-compliance, announces a 3.84 strategic investment to launch Bitcoin Treasury initiative based out of France, Paris, France. Compass pathway successfully achieves primary endpoint. But it's down. It's down 34%. So I guess that's not good. Super Micro announces proposed offering of 2 billion of convertible senior notes due in 2030. World braces for the world braces for Iran's response to U.S. attacks. Oh wow. Well, we'll see about that. Circle, AMD, Circle. Okay, so nothing in small cap land though. Nothing in the small cap land. OP came back down again to this 220. So I had a small little pop up here of only like less than 7 cents and right back down here to the 219. Almost 12 million shares traded on it for this breakdown. 220. Let's go ahead and get that quick break of 219. Don't give them any time. Just slice right through it. It's crazy. It's been an hour since or really almost an hour and 30 minutes since trading could have happened, and we haven't seen anything come up and challenge this. So we know people are really on the sideline trying to see what's going on with this whole war thing. Because by now, if there was none of that, we probably would have seen like 2 or 3 movers that are meeting the criteria. There may be something moving, but it may not be meeting the criteria. So it is what it is. You'll see the FOMC is having the announcements today. So today is the 23rd. All right, so it says speech by Governor Chris J. Waller, opening remarks at the 2025 International Journal of Central Banking Conference in Prague, 1, um, in the Czech Republic. So that was, looks like earlier today. Then at 10 a.m. we have a speech by Vice Chair for Supervision, Bowman, Monetary Policy and Banking at the 2025 International Journal. So they're at the same event. Okay, then we got a speech by Governor Adriana D. Kugler, welcoming remarks at the Fed Listens event hosted by Federal Reserve Bank of New York. That's going to be a virtual event. So I don't know if anything super heavy is going to come out today, but it is what it is. Tomorrow we have Jerome Powell. We have Governor Michael S. Barr, Powell again. So, you know, they're coming out speaking a lot this week, whatever. It's the last week of the month. So we want to just be in defensive mode and take the positions that we can and keep that same risk. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, oh well. OP again, just hugging this 220. I'm looking for it to just dump through this 219. Should be a larger size dump because I'm pretty sure people have their stops under this 219 level. With the 11, almost 12 million shares traded. Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, 8 Mile. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, been doing well. You said IBO is spiking at times. At times, let's see. IBO, what is that? It's up 192%. It's $1.07. What is last news that I see for it is on June 23rd here in Benzinga. So that is today. And hold up. Okay. Looks like it's a Hong Kong-based global pharmaceutical company. Okay. Dr. Ashley's Limited, a strategic move to accelerate market reach for innovative pharmaceutical patents. Let's see, a Texas-based biopharmaceutical. Wait. Okay, Dr. Ashley's Limited, a Hong Kong-based global pharmaceutical company, and Impact Bio. Okay, so IBO is a Texas-based biopharmaceutical developer listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Let's see, are pleased to announce the execution of a merger. Ooh, okay, so a merger agreement, which could be very nasty trading today, on June 21st. So the merger has already happened. Seems like to enter into a strategic merger transaction. Upon closing of the transaction, Dr. Ashley's will acquire. Oh, IBO is being bought through a reverse merger. So IBO may not be doing the hottest. Let's see. They're getting sucked up by another company. The transaction marks a strategic move that underscores the growing importance of innovation and collaboration in the biomedical industry. With Dr. Ashley's global reach and financial capabilities, the potential for Impact Biomedical's patents to reach the market has never been greater. Okay. All right, statement from leadership. So Dr. Conan's, oh my gosh, this name, Doctor of Dr. Ashley's Limited, stated, "This merger represents a significant milestone in our journey to bring innovative pharmaceutical treatments to patients worldwide. By integrating Impact Biomedical's impressive IP portfolio into our R&D efforts, we're poised to accelerate the development of groundbreaking therapies and expand our impact on global health." Frank D. Husel, I'm destroying these names. CEO of Impact Biomedical Inc. commented, "We are thrilled to join forces with Dr. Ashley's Limited. Their global reach and financial strength will provide the resources and infrastructure needed to bring our innovations to market, ultimately benefiting people around the world." All right, so a merger agreement out there. Let's go look at its key data. So it has a shares outstanding of 12.08. It has a float of 6.696. Let's go look at looked in the news. Does it have any other SEC filings here? Yeah, it does. All right, so it has an SEC filing here as well. Impact Biomedical. Let's look into this filing. Impact Biomedicals, Dr. Ashley's. Are they talking any money though? Let's see. To be issued in exchange for all such Impact shares representing 4.8% of the total issued outstanding ordinary shares. Okay, do they have any prices in here? Conditions to the merger. Okay. So we have merger agreement. So we search Impact September share exchange. Okay, so Dr. Ashley shareholders shall sell and assign and transfer to Pubco. All right, governance certificate. All right, conditions of the merger. What is this? The consummation of the merger is subject to a customary closing condition, including, among others, the adoption of merger agreement and transactions contemplated thereby the board of directors. Okay. All right. We'll see how that goes. But IBO, a Texas-based company, is being sucked up by a Hong Kong company. So it's pretty much becoming a Chinese company. Pretty much. Oh, we're watching IP die. So it continues to hug this two. I mean, this breakdown is gonna be nasty for anybody that's holding this. It's gonna be pretty nasty through this 219. Yeah, 8 Mile. Sometimes those mergers, I don't know. It just depends on who's merging, I guess. But sometimes mergers kind of get nasty, man. It's at $1.13. Let's look at the what's the ATR on this? ATR on IBO. Looks like it closed with an ATR of 6 cents. 6 cents. Woo, that is down there. And here it is on the chart here. Started from right here at 35 cents, came up to $1.20, but yeah, that merger agreement. I don't even know if it's gonna hold up a dollar, to be honest. It's got a lot of volume, very thickly traded, but if we look at the overall move, so let me get my calculator out. So it moved from 35 cents up to $1.20 at the highs, right? So 35. So that's about 85 cents on this total move. 85 cents on the total move. Now, what we're usually looking for is stocks that can move 85 cents in one candle, one minute candle, right? That's what we're looking for. Something that can, 30 to 85 cents. This one has been grinding, fighting for just below a dollar move. So I'll be very careful on this one on Monday morning for sure. Oh, yeah. All right. OP just does not want to die, bro. Just die. 220s is all I need you to break down. Let something else win on the day. Donnell has 100 shares. He got his coffee money off of IBO. Nice. Did I say IBIO? I meant to say IBO. Came down, did this little pullback to $1.20. And oh, this is 1 minute. Let's look at the 15-minute. Actually, let's look at the daily. What's the daily looking like on this one? We gotta jump back. We're going out of order. All right, so IBO had 36 cents. Is there any obvious levels up here? 75. Top side of this is 95 cents there. Let me back up just a little bit. So 95 was kind of like a clear point that it was up there. So I don't know. It's out of my price range. It's gonna definitely have to do a lot more to make it onto my scanners. But yeah, on the 15-minute, kind of finding a little bit of resistance around this 115, and the top side was 120. We'll see what all that wants to do. Has 77 million shares traded up 223%. Small breakout of that 120. On a merger agreement, though, this much motion on a merger. I would somewhat call this extended. Man, it is 7:30, bro. And this thing has taken all the volume on the day. So we gotta, man. I don't even know if this thing is shortable. Let's see, Impact Biomedical. Impact Biomedical discovers, develops, and commercializes products and technologies to address unmet needs in human healthcare and all of that stuff. But let's go look at this. Vanguard is holding just a couple thousand shares. Usually, the ones I'm looking for, like I'm looking for Vanguard to have like 20 million, 30 million in there. And that's as of March 31st. So you never know what they did with this merger, whether they got rid of some shares or what. So based on volume, IBO is definitely leading the day in volume. So what will it look like on the downside? It's currently 735 here. Will it form a head and shoulders up here around this 120? Had an obvious level back down here at 97. We'll see how it holds 97 up. Does it go down faster than it came up? Being bought out by a Chinese or Hong Kong company. Or not bought out, my bad. It's not an acquisition, it's a merger. Oh boy, OP just tapped 219 finally. Please just break down hard, man. You've been waiting on this moment, Shorts. You can do this. We just want to see you break all the way under 2. We believe in you, Shorts. We do. But yeah, if these two are the leaders on the day, IBO and OP, I'll wait. Boy, that thing is heavily traded. But a thousand position up there for a second. It's probably gonna hit 100 mil before the open. Seeing how it's going now, super thickly traded, 82 million shares traded. So definitely a lot of pressure in there. All right, so we're finally getting a breakdown again on this one. It just hit 218. Looking for it to go ahead and just break that 218. It was just down there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. If I wasn't, well, let me see. On my news feed, did a IBO pop up? It did not. Probably because I had the price set too. Okay, so that's why it's not there. So yeah, definitely. If you wouldn't have called it that, I definitely would have seen that all day. I'm like, oh well. But yeah, that ATR man being at being at 6 cents. That's if it cracks on back down to its normal ATR of 6 cents, it's going to be a very dangerous trading stock as volume shrinks up. You're going to have to be willing to take a 2 cent winner and be okay with that. Okay, OP breaking on down. Finally, just go on down with the wind, big boy. It's just playing. It's like the shorts. We're looking at this one, but then they got pulled over to IBO. Like, oh my goodness, we can do XYZ on this one. Yeah. So I think they're gonna complete both of these short wins on today. It's okay, you know. Came up here to this top body of candle on this 15 minute of 113 and had that level that we saw at 97. So we'll see if it continues to walk down from here. Walk on down. A little bit of 15-minute resistance. Resistance. 15-minute. Looking for it to just go and get under this level to 97 and die on out for the day. Point of control at the 101. Almost 7:45, man. Go under the 97, big boy. Still super thickly traded around this $1, 101 level. Let's go down and look at the 5-minute. Okay, this is that level that we have marked up, and then to the 1-minute. And how would you mark up a uptrend on this one? How steep would this uptrend be? We started right here. I mean, that's a pretty steep uptrend. So this is our imaginary number. Imaginary placement here. Pretty steep. It's gonna have to show us something else, you know. It came up, tapped here, came up, tapped here. Very steep motions. OP down to 215. Finally making moves downward. Just needs some continuation under this level. Some help from the shorts to continue down. Oh yeah. About to close up this 15 minutes. It's definitely been helping me on the identifying uptrends instead of downtrends because I wanted to go up, right? And so I'm looking for uptrends, but I'm looking for different actions around them. Maybe like a false breakdown, maybe some kind of big move by the shorts around the uptrend is what I'm really looking to try to attack. And at this point, I mean, if we see this uptrend, it's going to have to shoot all the way back over the highs to recapture that, which I don't think is too possible. It made a low down here of 102, but has not confirmed anything down here yet. We need at least 2 touch points. So we got one here, one here. So, I mean, I don't even know if you would call that a touch point, but this one is 1, 2, 3, and then it failed. So, ay. Looks like it's sitting on that 101 level and creating a lower low there. So let's see what kind of action comes off of that. 87 million shares traded on this thing. There it is, going under that old $1, tapping the one at least. Under 97 is going to be a little bit of weakness. TSLL, I've seen that one before. Let's go look at TSLL. TSLL. This one has, I think it has a higher beta score. What's this beta score? Beta score, yeah, it's got a 3.13 beta score. So it's going to be following the market if the market is going up. Let's go back up to the 15-minute. TSLL. So right now we can see that on the 15-minute there's some type of bigger overall trend here. But it does follow the market. So let's look at what the NQ. NQ is back green too. So we saw it come with, we saw it come and do this gap down, fill this gap, and it's holding here and it's green. And so TSL will just have to see, or TSLL will have to see which way this market goes because it's a heavy follower of the market. If it breaks back over these highs of 21,921, TSLL could be doing quite well. If it breaks down though, down to the 21,780s, it's probably going to follow it on down to these ATR highs. So we have to see which way it goes. Either it's going to break out or fail. TSLL right now is up 3% though, with 16 million shares traded. Let me go back over here to Yahoo and see if they've updated anything. Whoa. Let's look at this. Okay, so Tesla's robo-taxi impresses in low-key launch. When was this happening? Let's see what this is. Okay, Tesla launches foundational robo-taxi service in Austin on limited scale. Okay. Tesla's robo-taxi test kicked off smoothly on Sunday with investors and Tesla enthusiasts breathing a sign of relief, at least for now. The Tesla AI robot or robo-taxi launch begins in Austin afternoon with customers paying a $4.20 flat fee. CEO Elon Musk posted on Twitter or X confirming the start of the test in Austin, Texas. Following Musk's tweet, numerous posters on X claimed they were able to hail and ride Tesla Model Y emblem emblazoned with robo-taxi graphics in Austin, with one claiming he rode on 11 separate trips alone. Tesla stock Tesla stock was little changed in pre-market trading. So we'll see how Tesla is doing there. Tesla is starting off with a 10 to 20 Model Y SUVs running as robo-taxis in geo-fenced area of Texas, with not only safety teleoperators able to control the vehicle in case of emergency, but also a Tesla employee sitting in the passenger seat who can turn the vehicle off in case an issue. Only select invited Tesla users were invited to test the robotaxi service in Austin. Scaling of robotaxi business that could take on industry leader Waymo would take thousands of vehicles operating without safety operators, as well as creating the infrastructure to clean and service the robotaxis. Okay. It'd be cool if robotaxis could be cleaned by robots. You know, like they pull up to some kind of robotic station or whatever, and the robots get in there with like vacuum cleaners and stuff, and then you have like the big robots for like big stuff, like somebody spilled like French fries or something, and you have the micro robots get in there and do some micro cleaning in the cracks and crevices. That would be dope. And they could be also controlled by operators. That could be a job creation. You could be a Tesla cleaner specialist or something like that. And you go in and you clean cars. You work alongside other people controlling robots to clean these cars. And I don't know about the outside, but I know specifically for the inside, for like dog odors and smoking smells, if you want to, do an ozone treatment or things like that, it's a lot that could be done there. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. Let's go back out here to Benzinga News. Still haven't seen anything pop up yet. Let's see. This morning, so we saw the news on Tesla Robotaxi. Oh, that was this morning. I just missed it, I guess. It was already here. Maybe I didn't miss it. Maybe it popped in later. AMD, IMBO, Donald Trump Media and Technology Group announces share repurchase authorization. So they're getting ready to do a share repurchase on DJT. Interesting. All right. Anyway, haven't seen anything hop on those scans yet. It's almost 8 o'clock. Like, OP popped up just a little bit, but I really don't trust this one. Came down to the 219 area, that gap level, and just not looking too attractive to me. IBO still struggling with that dollar hold. At $1.13 up there, came down to that 97 cents, that level that we saw, which it kind of bounced off of. But I think it's going to continue through it. Let's go to the 5 minute. Yeah, 5 minutes looking kind of gnarly. Came down there and just point of control at 96. 90 million shares traded on that. Is today gonna be a no trade day? What? All right. At this point, I don't see anything. I'm okay with just living life. OP. No news. IBO back under $1. Let's see how it splashes down. Oh, you're out to save lives. All right, 8 Mile. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. I have to save lives. All right. This is, yeah, so I'm really not interested in IBO. It's a little cheaper. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. Looking for something a little bit better than that, something to hit the scans. So if this happens to be the start of some type of uptrend, I'm looking for a break back down under 219. We'll see if it can create a higher low above the 220 so we can get some kind of imaginary line going and look for that to break down towards the open. 232. And the only reason I say imaginary lines is basically trying to visualize the overall idea, the overall what people think's going to happen based on what or with in mind what the catalyst is and all these other things that are in place, right? The volume and all of these other obvious levels that could be broken down big. So I want to see what people are imagining could happen and then look for a false hope. Look for it to absolutely slam on them. Absolutely take them down. Right now, just looking for a higher low than this 213 level. Almost 8 o'clock, another top of the hour, and OP is still the only thing up here. Oh man. Almost 13 million shares traded on this thing, man. Let's look back over at the NQ. It is still piling up. Yep, going back up here towards this level. So TSLL. Don't know if it'll only be during pre-market that it's going upwards, but it's probably following this NQ up. TSLL. A little bit, but it's already turned around at this high here. We'll see if it pushes through that high, or does it want to? Does the NQ want to turn around as well? NQ, what happened? Oh, there you go. All right, so yeah, NQ coming up to a double top as well, and then where did TSLL go? TSLL, seeing that same kind of pattern coming up here to this recently tested level. All right, well, it's 8 o'clock. I'm about to get ready for my morning meeting. Haven't seen anything during pre-market. It is what it is, you know. Been sitting here waiting. waiting. Maybe something will pop up here in a second with day one news or whatever, but I keep my charts up to watch, but again, I haven't made any moves, just have been trying to make look at different people's thesis and all of that. But for right now, my thesis is kind of dry on the day. A lot of people sitting on the sidelines. We're not seeing any higher price movers yet in the small caps, so people kind of sitting on their hands. Kind of sitting on their hands. I don't like it. Anyway, I'm about to get ready to break it down. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Oh man, I wish something was moving. Oh well, doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna dig for it. I'm just going to let it happen if it happens, and if it doesn't, I'll be back tomorrow morning pre-market, ready to party. Anyway, that is it for me today. Once again, appreciate you guys for tuning in, and as always, it has been a good one, a great one. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.